let's get into this thing. If you don't know, you can go through the walkthrough. I've already gone through the walkthrough, and now I'm just going to explain how it goes. So let's spawn this here machine.
A few moments later.
Alrighty, so it has finally spawned our machine here. And a few things to note. This is our target machine IP address. So, in case you don't know, the IP address is the number that the internet gives you when you are online. So, let's just visualize that here. If I open up the terminal app, if you're on Windows, you can open up PowerShell or the CMD. If I say ping, P-I-N-G, and I ping 8.8.8.8. There it is. So, then Control C to end that. What is 8.8.8.8? Well, pinging 8.8.8.8 is the same as pinging google.com. Is that crazy? So think of it like a phone book. 8.8.8.8 is the same as google.com because in the phone book, your name, calling your name is the same as calling your phone number. So you can think of the IP address as your phone number. So now that we understand that, we can go on to the next little thing here. And here's the question. What does the acronym VM stand for? Gives us a little hint here. In case you don't know, you can, if you're like having trouble, all of the digits here, those actually are like how long the answer is. So, you know, technically speaking, you could go through all the words in the dictionary. You can also grab a hint here. Let's just see what the hint is. Described in setting up section of the right as an alternative for using the dedicated browser-based PWN service. Okay, so that, I don't think that's a very good hint, but whatever. So VM, the answer is actually virtual machine. Okay, that's just something you're going to have to know. And so what is a virtual machine? Virtual machine is exactly what it sounds like. It is a machine that isn't like physical. So if we come over here, this is a virtual machine that HackTheBox set up for us. And basically what it means is they are taking a computer and setting it up in like a bunch of different little sections. So if you have a 200 gig hard drive, they might set up 100 gigs for a Windows virtual machine, and they might set up 50 gigs for a Linux virtual machine, you know? And so basically it's taking a computer that already exists and partitioning a part of it to be used as a separate computer, right? So it's one computer that is being turned into a bunch of computers. So we put in virtual machine and click submit. Boom, success. All right, next one. What tool do we use to interact with the operating system in order to issue commands via the command line, such as the one to start our virtual machine, our VPN connection, also known as the console or shell? So you could use a quick Google search. You could use the hint. I don't want to use the hint right now, so because I know what this is. We actually just used it. Terminal right here. So Mac actually uses the terminal because reasons. Windows, PowerShell, and CMD are basically the terminal, just with different names. So the terminal is what we use to talk to the operating system. So you can see this all right here. This is like green writing and like hint writing and it's got brightness and stuff. And that is what we call the GUI, or the graphical user interface. And then the terminal is what we call the CUI, or the command user interface. So we're going to type in terminal, submit. What service do we use to form our VPN connection into HackTheBox Labs? Okay, so you will know this thoroughly if you use, let's go up here, if you use this connection, right? So like right now we're using this connection. They want us to use this connection, okay? So you'll know that if you just look up here. We're going to be using OpenVPN. That's just the service that they use. So that'll be OpenVPN. Submit. Boom. Got it. What is the What is the abbreviated name for a tunnel interface in the output of our VPN boot up sequence? I believe that this is tune. Yes, it is. And you can even see that kind of when, if we go over here to our virtual machine here, and we type in open VPN. You can see down here MKTUN, and that is create persistent tunnel. So you can see just like what the command line uses as an abbreviation for tunnel is TUN. Okay. So next, what tool do we use to test our connection to the target with an ICMP echo request? So we already actually used that. So we're going to be testing our connection. You could say testing connection. You could say seeing if it's like available. A lot of people use ping as seeing if the service is running, right? So if you're thinking to yourself, oh man, google.com is not working very well right now. Is it up and running? You could ping google.com, and if you get a response from it, then that would be a sign that it's working. And so a ping is an ICMP echo request. It's kind of like when a whale sends out an echo request. They are saying, hey, are you there? And then they get an answer back. So we'll go ping. Okay, what is the name of the most common tool for finding open ports on a target? Okay, so this one is going to be Nmap. So Nmap, let's see, Nmap. Boom, right there. So say it's successful. Why is it successful? Well, let's just actually do it. We'll come up here and copy the IP address, and if you just click on it, it'll copy it. So we'll clear our screen with with clear, and we'll go with Nmap, N-M-A-P, Nmap, and then paste our IP address. Enter. And it's going to start mapping it. So this stands for network map, remember? And it is mapping the IP address, and it's saying like, what's going on here? It's trying to see what ports are open. It's trying to see what service is it running. It's trying to see, is it open or closed? It's trying to map it out. And that is what Nmap does. Nmap is one of the most common tools you'll be using as a penetration tester. So got that one done. And here, what service do we identify on port 23/TCP during our scans? Well, let's see. So we just did Nmap. So we mapped out the IP address. So this is our target machine. And we say here, okay, host is up, correct? 999 closed TCP ports. Okay, so what port is open? Well, we see that 23/TCP is open. What service is it running? It's running Telnet. So if we go over here, we can click on T-E-L-N-E-T, Telnet. Alrighty, and if you don't understand what 23/TCP means, this means that it is the port 23, right? There is like 65,000 ports. And so this is 23, and then the most common use of port 23 is actually TCP. So this is what you're going to see a lot. If you think, okay, well, what is TCP running on? You're probably going to be looking for port 23. You can also go with like Nmap. Also, if you press the up arrow, it will do the previous thing that you did, the previous command that you used. If we go nmap-a,
Bruh.
sorry, nmap-all, you can oftentimes get a different output. Here we didn't really get a different output, and that's probably because all the other ports are closed for this service. So anyways, just an FYI there. What username is able to log into the target over Telnet with a blank password? Okay, let's see what we got here. This is going to be root. That is exactly what it is going to be. Let's see here. ROOT, root. So if you think about a Windows machine, you see administrator or admin, and that's for Windows. And if you look at it for Linux machines, it's going to be root. I'm not actually sure what it's going to be for Apple, but it's probably admin. I mean, they say admin. Yeah, so it's probably admin for Apple. But anyways, that's just something to note, that it is root for Linux machines. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so now this is where other things become important in what we are doing. So if we go back here and we see that we've got nmap, so we're going to nmap our target. So nmap, and then we go paste in our IP address. Oh, let's go back and grab our IP address here. And paste. So we nmap that. So now we see that port 23 is a TCP port, and basically it's just going to tell you information. You're going to ask it, hey, what's this? And it's going to be like, okay, here's this. So how are we going to get the root of this machine? This is where it comes in. What service is running here? Well, we have Telnet. So what is Telnet? Telnet is a service that allows a user to connect to another computer, right? So we have TCP running and Telnet as the service. So we can see that Telnet is actually a TCP protocol, and that's going to be running on port 23. So here's what we have to do. We have to use Telnet to connect to our target machine so that we can get the root flag, because the root flag is in the target machine. And so here's how we got to do that. The command is telnet, and then the IP address, because we're going to be telnetting into, oh, let's copy our IP address again. Paste, boom, enter. So it's trying to connect. So here we go. Oh, okay, I totally did this wrong. Whoopsies. Root. So just what we learned right here. What username is able to log into targets without a password? And that was root, right? So here's our Meow login. We click on root and enter, and now we're in. So now if we list all the contents, also if you don't know, ls is listing contents, press ls, we see flag.txt. And now here comes in the next command that we can use. It's cat. If we use cat, it's going to list everything inside of a file. So ls lists things inside of directories, and cat lists things inside of files. It spits out content. So cat flag.txt. Enter, and there it is. So this will be the flag content. Let's copy that, paste it in here, submit. love this username, by the way. Best of luck in capturing the flags ahead. Honestly, isn't that not just so cool? You can even share it to people and like brag about it. So anyways, guys, that is the first contest. I guess, you know, it's very easy, but have you ever done this before? Bet not. So go brag about it to somebody. Meow. Meow at them. Okay. Anyways, see you guys in the next one, where we will do Fawn.